Okay, here we go. We're getting ready to go sailing now. Giving a little push off. We had strong winds. I adjusted my jib a little bit, made it a little tighter. And we're going. We're just trying to relax the sails, just getting out there. Got a pretty good sail going, letting them out just a little bit. You don't want to be in too tight. You want to let your sails out till they start luffing. You see them moving, then you pull them in just a little. Loose is fast. Got a nice sail going out to the middle of the lake here. The reason why I'm doing the voiceover, I was going to mix the voice from the head camera to the onboard, but for some reason my sound reduction kicked in. Here I'm just trying to find the sail, let my sails out, pulling them in. I can adjust a little bit more on the jib. Nice speed going here. There, I let the sails out just a little bit because you don't want to cheat it in too much. It's easy to do. Now I'm running, this is wing and wing. Like if the front sail, which is the jib, if it luffs or shakes, you steer towards the jib, and if the main luffs or shakes, you steer towards it. This isn't the fastest point of sail, but it's a fun point of sail. Even on a real boat, I enjoy doing this. Running with the wind. It's where you can kind of relax. All right, come off it. Just sailing around. Winds are a little shaky right there. There I go, I'm in the wind now. And lakes are like anything else. You have wind currents, so the wind's not the same all around the little lake here, or pond. It's technically, I guess it's a pond, big pond. A nice point of sail going here. It's on the port side sail. These are tricky. Tuco's being a good boy. We just come from the dog park. He hates sailing. I'm kind of pointing into the winds. The part of the pond I'm heading to now is real hard to sail in because it's close to the trees and stuff. But there was actually good winds in that part of the pond this day. I switch back over to the starboard tack. So I'm kind of heading into the wind. If you have steady winds, like when you're on, like right now I'm on a starboard tack. When you switch over to a port tack, you know, you shouldn't have to adjust too much on the sails. Again, I'm just letting them loose. They're loose. See how they're kind of loose? The front jib is kind of loose as fast. I need to fall off or pull in. There I pulled in and just didn't do much. So now I fell off the wind. I turned more towards the starboard. I need to do that more here. There we go. The winds are shifty, so it's like you have an idea of where you want the boat to go when you're sailing, but you know, it just depends on what the wind directions, and they're shifty. Like the wind was better for a port tack here than a starboard. Again, port, as you're looking at the bow, port's the left side of the boat. and starboard is the right side. So we're on a port now. Now we're going back. Yep, there we go. We're in the center of the wind. I switched over. Didn't have to adjust the sails too much. It's kind of light and variable here. Tricky. I don't know if I can't remember if I get irons on this video or not on the sail. But if you get stuck in the irons where you can't sail forward and the wind's just shaking your sails, just put your rudder all the way over to the right or to the left, the port or the starboard, and the boat will back up and pivot around to where the sails can catch wind and you can go again. But you don't want to have your sails tight when you do that. There we go. Now we're on a nice port tack. Winds were actually nice in this part. They're not usually very sailable in this part of the lake. So I don't usually venture over here too often. I got a nice sail going there. I'm going to hit some wind, stronger wind coming up here. You can see I got a nice wake off the bow. And the sails are still kind of loose and flapping around every once in a while. Again, loose is fast. It was a little cold. It was like in the 50s, so it was kind of a little chilly day to sail. There we go. Now we're hooked up. When I'm sailing, what I like to do is I'll make passes up to the dock where I launch the boat. You know, I'll sail up to the dock, just practicing, because you can sail anywhere on this lake you want to go. You just got to work. You just got to remember that you can't sail straight into the wind. You have to hit it at about a 45-degree angle. If you try to cheat it in any closer, you know you can do it, but you're losing a lot of speed. I used to sail on a lake in South Carolina, Lake Murray. There'd be other boats, and you know, like anytime you got two sailboats on a lake, you're kind of racing. Like me and this other guy were gonna like sail to something that was like 3 miles away. He was doing big, long, wide passes upwind, and I was doing short tacking up the center. And it looked like I was beating him, but heck, he beat me by 30 minutes by the time we got to the buoy we were sailing to. And that's how you learn. Again, just don't pull it in too tight, and you can't sail into the wind. Like I need to fall off right here, because the winds are kind of petering out for this port tack. I'm falling off. I'm going to probably switch here. There we go. Yep, and I fell off the wind. I'm going to go to, it looks like a wing and wing, or close to it anyway. The winds are kind of light and variable. Look. They're supposed to be blowing in the 20s. But all those trees, they block the wind. And there's hills. Kind of like flying an RC airplane, you got to play the winds. And I set courses where I want to sail to. We're in a light spot here. Got it. The sheets are in pretty tight. There, I let them out a little bit. It's real easy to pull them in too tight. There we go. Now I sailed back up. You can see the dock over there on screen right. Be the port side of the boat. There I am. There's Tuco. Used to love sailing with the wind and the waves on the Hudson. My boat would surf with the waves. I had a 23.5-foot Hunter sailboat. It was perfect for the Hudson. Fished off that thing, sailed. I was interested in flying RC back then, but between my job and I had traveled all the time, so the summers are short, so I could have my boat on the Hudson from about May to October is all. So when I was in town, I was on my boat. There was a dog that was at the dog park with him that's walking around the lake, and Tuco's barking at him. It's just relaxing. Because you're always making little minor adjustments to the sheets and your course, trying to get to the best speed out of your boat. And this boat, it has maximum speed. It has a haul speed, so it's not a sailing jet or anything like that. I think I'm heading back towards the dock now. I'm back out in the center. But like I'll say, like I'll go, I tell you where I'm sailing to when I do the head videos, so you can get an idea of where I'm trying to sail to. Once you get used to doing it, it's pretty easy really to go anywhere on the lake you want to. Unlike a powerboat, though, you just have to maneuver more. I used to fish off my sailboat, though. I would furl the front sail, the jib. I would close the jib and just sail off the main to go from one fishing spot to another. And sometimes I'd motor, but I like sailing. Because my buddies would be out there fishing on their power boats, and we'd all be like in a big area. Up to maybe 7 of us out there fishing. They're on their power boats and me on my sailboat, and we're all catching fish, stripers in the striper season. The boat was actually pretty comfortable to fish off of. Occasionally they would come fish with me, or I'd go with them on their boat. A big net. I'm kind of close hauled here. So I'm heading back up in the corner again. I can just tell that by the trees in the background. There were some family and kids up there playing behind me. Alright, we're getting ready to close out the video here in a few minutes. Thanks for coming sailing with Tuco and Jeff. I enjoy sailing. Again, you let the sheets out until they start shaking, then pull them in until they stop, and then let them out just a little. About right there is perfect. I got a nice sail going there. Might be just a little tight there. My sails are a little tight. There you go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to become part of Team Let's Go Flying, Let's Go Sailing with Tuco and Jeff. I thank you for coming aboard. Hope you enjoyed the sail. We are getting ready to stop here. I come up to the dock. I'm working my way up. There's the dock. I'm going to grab it here in a second. You can just sail right up. I just sailed right up to the dock, man. Pulled it up. All right, thanks for watching. This is Jeff in Lower Alabama saying woo 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 woo.